So they believe that at the very center of the galaxy is where the divine dwells. Now, this is amazing because this is the exact same thing that the Gnostics said. They said it is at the center, the pleroma is at the exact center of the galaxy. And the pleroma is the fullness of the divine. And the pleroma consists, as opposed to the archons, of beings called eons. And these eons exist in, it's called a syzygy, and it's like they exist in couples, but they're united. So Christ and Sophia were united as one being. And so the male and the female energies are together as one. And there are many, many of these eons that exist in the pleroma. But again, right at the center of the galaxy. So I do not have reason to fear approaching the center of the galaxy, but I would say that generally speaking, most people, just imagine like you don't do any spiritual work in your life. You don't meditate. You don't think about these things. You don't read about them. And you die. And then you wake up and you're like, where the fuck am I? What's going on? What the hell is happening? A person doesn't know because they have no way to orient themselves in the spirit realms. But if you have explored the supersensible spirit realms throughout your life, and you're comfortable with these concepts, then when you die, you're not going to be disoriented. You're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember learning about that. This person spoke about that, or this person wrote about that. And the more meditating a person does, the more exploration a person does about the spirit realms, the more relaxed, comfortable, and whatever he or she will be when they cross to the other side. I don't think it's a bunch of angels playing harps and we're going to be sitting on clouds and so forth. I do think that it's just a continuation of the exploration. We are explorers. We are adventurers through the galaxy, through the galaxies. And so, yeah, the work is not going to stop just because we cross to the other side. But if you don't do any, I mean, like when I went to my first trip overseas as young, I went to Paris, but I prepared myself. Like I got a map of Paris and I learned like every street in Paris. I learned the how the Paris metro works, the bus system, so forth and so on. So when I got to, the airport in Paris, I just jumped onto a shuttle that took me to the metro. I knew which metro to take. I jumped on that. That took me to the left bank. And from there, I easily was able to find my hotel. But that's because I did my homework ahead of time. If you're like, fuck that shit, I don't want to, I don't believe in any of this spiritual crap. Well, you don't even have to give it the word spiritual. How about just saying, like, what's the next step? Am I ready for the next step? I mean, come on, like, if we're in primary school, we got to be ready to get to, secondary school. If we're not ready, then we're going to flunk out of secondary school. No, we're not going to be, we're not going to be like, we won't know what's going on.
Do you want to help support Beyond Forbidden and receive extra content that's not seen anywhere else? By becoming a patron, a few things you will receive are the full-length 90-minute or 120-minute podcast episode. Members will also receive a private link of the video podcast and will only be exclusive to Patreon members. In-person, face-to-face interviews with some of the most well-known, respected researchers. Behind-the-scenes footage of interviews not seen anywhere else. And that's just a few perks. So what do you have to lose? Cut out one brain-rotting, overly processed Happy Meal a month that doesn't do anything beneficial for your mind, body, and spirit, and become a Patreon for just $5.